Okay. Okay, so welcome Wednesday slot, and just allow yourselves to come to a place of comfort and um, settling into your meditation posture, and whatever that is for you. And so maybe if you're sat at a desk and you've been there for a while, just see if you can find perhaps 1, 2, or 10% more of comfort just by shifting or whatever you need. And if it's a whole new posture you've shifted into, it's just allowing the body just to settle into that and noticing how it feels. And when you're ready, if you wish, closing your eyes if you haven't done so already, or you can leave them open with a lowered gaze if you prefer. And allowing yourself to just settle and gradually turn your attention inwards. And perhaps being mindful that as part of this settling and turning inwards, the mind and the brain may still be busy from whatever's come before. Just allow it to chatter away, do its thing. And gradually, the noise may quiet and allow you to settle. Dropping your attention into the body, just for this first practice. And dropping your attention down to the soles of your feet. Seeing what you can notice there. If you're sat upright, perhaps it's contact with the floor. And yet, if you've chosen to lie down, maybe there's different areas of the feet that are in contact with the floor. So just noticing any touch points of your feet, any sensations present. So it may seem tricky at first to drop attention to the feet, and maybe pulled back to the chatter in the mind. But see if you can bring a sort of gentle yet firm intention to allow your attention to be with the feet instead. And moving up to the next point of contact from your feet, the next point of contact with the surface beneath you. If you're lying down, this may be your legs, buttocks, thighs. Or if you're seated, your thighs and buttocks, perhaps. And sensing those feelings of pressure. And the body's really making that contact. The weight of our body pushing down on that surface. A sense of feeling supported and held. I'm seeing if there's an element, sort of feeling of a steadiness, perhaps here. And if there is, just exploring that with some curiosity and interest. And into your hands, noticing where your hands are right now. Perhaps they're in your lap or by your sides. Just allowing your attention to focus in and narrow in on your hands. Perhaps they're touching one another, or maybe they're laying separately. And notice the sensations in your hands. Feelings of temperature. Tingling perhaps. Do your hands perhaps give you a sense of steadiness? And then shifting to the body breathing. And wherever you feel the breath most easily in the body. It's maybe somewhere in the torso, perhaps at the face, perhaps as the air is brushing at the nostrils or the upper lip. Sensations of breathing in the body. Just see where they can be felt for you in this moment, right now. Those sensations of rising and falling as you breathe in and out. Almost rocking the body. Do these give you a sense of steadiness? It's okay if they don't. Just be curious and ask the question, does this feel steady? And so the invitation here for the last couple of minutes of the practice is to select an area within your body that feels most steadying. And we've explored a few: the feet, our seat, the hands, and the breathing. So it may be one of those, or it may be something else for you that feels more steadying, sometimes referred to as an anchor. I think tuning into that feeling or sense of steadiness can sometimes be a helpful way to explore and find it. Use this time to just see if you can find where that sense of steadiness is for you, a place that you can return to, a place that you can call home. And on finding that place of steadiness is to continue with that lens of curiosity and interest and really explore what it's like to have found that area of steadiness. And just knowing that this place that you've found can be there throughout your experience, the whole of your experience. So locking in on that place of steadiness. A place that can provide you with support. And now widening out to allow the whole of your body back into your awareness, from your head to your toes. A sense of your place, your position, your weight. And when you're ready, just slowly allowing yourself to complete this practice. And we'll have a short pause of about a minute before we go into a second practice. Thank you. Okay. So now a little bit of grounding and finding a place of steadiness. The second, what I think will be a slightly longer meditation, I've called it Finding Tenderness Within. So imagine it's going to be a sort of compassion practice. And just for the record, it's adapted from somebody else's meditation, which is called Six Sense Doors Meditation by someone called Jesse Macchio Vega Frey, who can be found on Insight Timer. So I just want to make sure I acknowledge his work in this. There's some of his words, and then I've adapted it to be a more compassion-focused meditation. So we'll see how this lands. Okay. So once more, coming to your practice posture. And that may be the same, it may be different from before. It's really what feels right for you and most comfortable right now. And just invite you to just take in a sense of the body again as a whole. And then when you feel settled in this, is to relocate that point of steadiness that we explored in the previous meditation. Just bearing in mind that it may be a different place to before, but with each moment things change, so you might find that somewhere else feels steady for you right now, but see if you can relocate a point of steadiness that you can use as a place to return to throughout this practice, should you need to. And so, to begin this meditation, perhaps just by noticing if there's any place in your experience right now where some gentleness or tenderness may be naturally arising. You don't necessarily need to go hunting for it. You're really resting in a soft exploration of your experience as it is right now, both in body and mind. Just somewhere in the body or the mind where tenderness might be present. However small or insignificant it may seem, or it may be blooming largely for you. Just a feeling of tenderness and gentleness. And perhaps it's the soft touch of your hands resting in your lap. Maybe the touch of clothing against the skin that feels tender. Maybe it's the light dancing behind your eyelids. Maybe it's a sense of warmth somewhere. Excuse me. Or maybe it's even a pleasant sound that you can hear somewhere within your environment. And see if you can invite a connection to that sensation, however small it is. And just allowing yourself to really feel into it and explore it. And in some sense, developing a relationship of interest with it. Tenderness. So it doesn't need to be an overwhelming sense that we're feeling. And it could just simply be a gentle appreciation. And if you find this difficult to do, or perhaps tenderness seems to be lacking, that's okay. Remember your point of steadiness that you can go and sit with and be with, and simply rest and just softly explore the body and the mind. And something may naturally arise. Yet, if you are able to feel into any experience of tenderness or gentleness within you, it's really allowing those sensations to just nourish you and nourish your heart as much as possible. Really resting into this subtle aspect of kindness. And allowing it to permeate into the skin and saturating the muscles, moving into the bones. And however small it began, exploring if it can extend, that tenderness can extend throughout your body and mind, allowing it to bloom and flourish. Whilst extending out, it may be that you notice that you bump up against mental or physical discomfort. This may be an opportunity, an invitation to develop a deeper connection of caring. So if there's discomfort, mental or physical, perhaps acknowledging its presence, allowing it to be present, and giving it space to be heard. and perhaps exploring the possibility of surrounding it or wrapping it with that tender awareness and gentle affection, as though you're soothing an upset child. Or maybe, if you wish, you can offer it kind words or a gentle touch to soothe the discomfort. I'm here for you. It's okay. This will pass. And just meeting these experiences with tenderness when we can. Moving beyond the discomfort, taking nourishment once more from the sensations of tenderness elsewhere in the body and mind, wherever they're showing up for you right now. Really strengthening that connection with gentle appreciation to those feelings of tenderness that may be present. However small or insignificant. It might be a tingling in your finger, a warmth, a touch, a place of contact, a sound. And when that connection is made, just allowing it to permeate throughout the rest of your body and mind. Letting it extend and permeate throughout the body and mind. Strengthening, supporting, and nourishing. Just meeting any discomfort with tenderness, wrapping it, surrounding it with the tenderness that you've grown elsewhere. Supporting yourself and nourishing yourself with tenderness and kindness. Closing the practice with a poem by William Stafford, and it's called It's All Right. Someone you trusted has treated you bad. Someone has used you to vent their ill temper. Did you expect anything different? Your work, better than some others, has languished, neglected, or a job you tried was too hard and you failed. Maybe weather or bad luck spoiled what you did. That grudge held against you for years after you patched up has flared and you've lost a friend for a time. Things at home aren't so good. On the job, your spirits have sunk. But just when the worst bears down, you find a pretty bubble in your soup at noon. And outside, at work, a bird says, "Hi." Slowly the sun creeps along the floor. It is coming your way. It touches your shoe. Just when the worst bears down, you find a pretty bubble in your soup at noon. And outside at work, a bird says hi. Slowly the sun creeps along the floor. It is coming your way. It touches your shoe. So just gradually easing out of practice as and when you feel comfortable.